What's up, you guys? I hope y'all doing well today. Y'all, I want to talk to y'all about this video that I saw last night, and it really just troubled my spirit because it's just so sad how we put our kids in situations between two grown adults, and then the children end up suffering. And for me, it's like, when is enough enough? When is everybody going to, be accountable for how their actions affects themselves and those around them? Because I see so many people complaining about this and about that, but yet nobody does the work. Nobody wants to do the healing. Nobody wants to be real with themselves and realize that there is something wrong about you. It's not just the other person. But this particular situation, it was a 14-year-old boy in Florida, and he unalived his mother. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but it was said that he was trying to get the boyfriend who she had only been dating a month. And the oldest brother said that it was actually an argument between the mother and the boyfriend, and that's when the 14-year-old son went and grabbed her gun and came and was trying to smoke him. And in the process, the mother they said she was fighting with her son with the gun, trying to get it away from him or whatever, and he ended up shooting her. So I don't know how many times she died, but it says she died in the driveway. So I don't know if they were outside, because they said that the guy, I'm gonna put the link in the description for the video that I'm talking about, because I saw it on Twisted Crimes. So this it actually happened like a month ago, but I just saw it yesterday. So I don't know if, I think they said that the guy ran when he saw the gun, when he saw the boy coming after him with the gun, he ran out the house. And I think the mother went running behind him or whatever. They ended up outside because the mother died in the driveway. And the boyfriend did get shot 5 times by that boy. And it's just sad because now the 14-year-old, he got a whole life ahead of him. Now he got a felony charge. He's charged with aggravated assault, second degree murder, one of them murders, attempted murder, because he attempted to get that man. And it's just sad because if you look at the video, you see it's what they would call a pookie, and then he the one made it out. And at the end of the video, it's him saying like, that he don't know why the boy wanted to shoot him. And the whole time the oldest brother said that they were arguing, and as kids do, they're gonna try to step in. And this is what I really want to talk about, because it's just sad. But the guy was like, he said that, she was a good woman. It's just sad. I feel sad for her and for the boy, who did it, whatever. He was like, he was just sitting there and he had this look in his eyes. He went in the room and got the gun and just he started coming after me, whatever. But sir, that little boy ain't just want to just off you for no reason. But I do understand too, sometimes, boys do, girls too, you get jealous, you get possessive, especially when your mom is all you know and you got this new person coming around. It says they only been knowing each other for a month, which is not a long time to be bringing no man around your kids. We have to stop this. We have to stop that bringing a man around your children after only knowing them for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. It's no need for these men to come around your kids if there ain't gonna be no longevity there, period. Just date them when you don't have your kids, when your kids is away or whatever. They don't need to come in your house. These men don't need to know where you live. You're putting your life and your kids' life in jeopardy by being desperate, by being lonely, by just being lustful, by letting lust lead your life. I've told y'all my own experience with my second BD, and what a lot of these dudes, just letting lust drive things and not thinking first about what you're doing and about how that lust can lead to other things afterwards. We're putting our children in these uncomfortable situations, and it's just unfortunate because this is something that is happening consistently. It has been happening. This ain't the first case. It won't be the last case. It's been happening for year after year, and we'll bring these new people around our children. You don't know these people. You don't know them. Seeing the video of the dude, his name is something Tavius, Cortavius, and all that. Y'all already know how we be trying to judge each other off the names. And it ain't really a name because you don't got control over what's your name. And I actually like unique names. I think that's us as a culture. Every other culture have unique names. So I don't see why us as Black people, why we, are judged for having these unique names. But off of looking at the guy, you already know he had one picture with the gun on his hip What is a man like this who toting around a gun on his hip, who clearly live a street life, tatted up all over the place? What is a guy like this going to teach her son? What is a guy like this being? Why are you interested still in a guy like this? You know, even too with the mom, she got a bunch of piercings and tongue, not tongue. I don't know if she has a tongue ring or not, but she got piercings and tattoos, is what I meant to say. And truthfully, it really go deep. A lot of this stuff, it comes from brokenness. A lot of these men and women, a lot of us are the way we are because of the brokenness, because of our own childhood traumas that are just brushed under the rug, ignored, and we don't even realize how we acted out within our behaviors by what we do. A lot of us have been sexually abused, physically abused, neglected, abandoned by your own parents, by your own so-called loved ones. You've been sexually abused by your own loved ones, your own daddy, your own stepdaddy, your own cousin, brother, sister, mother. It's just ridiculous. And this stuff takes toll on you mentally. It takes toll on you mentally. Us as single mothers too, we're definitely prey to predators because they know no one is around to protect you and your kids. This is why these kids, like this boy, get into defense mode. So many of the people in the comments was calling him they were saying, oh, that's because she made him her husband's son or something like that, which is, you know, these mothers who be telling their sons, oh, you the man of the house, you my man, you here to protect me. Looking online and see so many people, even with this thing with Krishan, you know, it just sick, the emotional incest that goes on with mothers and their sons. It's really sick. It's really quite sick. Because even they were saying in the comments with Krishan, oh, this boy gonna love you, the love that you never had. This boy, your son is gonna be the one that God gives you boys when you need love, and this, that, and that. And I seen somebody say that when you get a girl, it's because it's to mature you or something like that. That's been the case for me because me having my girls, I don't want them to be nothing how I was. I don't want them being giving their bodies up, and this is why I understand too where that comes from because I was molested as a child and that has made me promiscuous. A lot of people out here that are promiscuous, they've been sexually abused as a child, whether it was from an adult or whether it was from another child. We got to be real with stuff. And people want to talk about this surface level stuff of why there's a single mother cruise and baby mama cruise and why there's the Pookies and the Ray Rays, why the prisons are filled. They just blame it on, you know, single mother households, which it might be, you know, some truth to that single mother households do this. But what causes single mother households? What causes people to leave relationships? What causes is not just single mother households. Both of my two of my cousins, the only boy cousins that I grew up with, that I know, that I love so dearly, all three, two of them is dead. They had a two-parent household, a toxic one. They got a mother that has tremendous childhood wounds. She's a narcissist. We don't be real with what's really going on out here. The impact that childhood abuse, childhood neglect has on your mental state. We're not real with this stuff. They came up in a two-parent household. Both of them died 6 months apart. Both of them was gay. The third one that's alive, tattoos all over his face. I mean, I love my cousin, you know, and he's definitely trying to get himself together. He definitely is know God now. And I just really love that for him. He's really becoming a better person. But it's a reflection of, you know, who the household you grew up in, the toxicity that leads you out into the streets. Mothers who triangulate their children and put their children against one another. The way that my cousin was my favorite cousin. I love all of them, but my favorite one, because he was so much like me. He was the black sheep. He was just unique. He was different. He just did his own thing. He was to himself. Like, he was real known, but he not with everybody. And he just was creative. He was so talented, so gifted. My cousin was that. And I be missing him so much. And it's just sad because to know everything that he went through against his own brothers, just like Joseph in the Bible went through with his own brothers for being different. how these parents will have favoritisms. We don't know what these children be going through. And that's what my thing is with this boy who did that. We don't know his he could have felt betrayed because his mama choosing this man over him. You trying to defend this man. Meanwhile, I'm trying to defend you while you trying to defend this man. We don't know what he done seen. 9 times out of 10, that boy 14, and by his mama, she looked like she probably from the hood. She done been through some stuff. These kids done seen us go through some stuff. And they get to a point where enough is enough. I'm not going to keep sitting back being quiet while my mama getting beat on. I'm not going to keep sitting back just listening on the steps to all the argument and the fight and hearing all these clashes and crashes going on in the house. I'm not going to keep sitting back. Last time I sat back and had my mama ended up in a hospital. My mama ended up with a swollen eye. Ended up with a gash in her head. Ended up with a busted lip. And I have to deal with the aftermath of the things that happened to my mom because she's the one that provides and protect for us. So I gotta provide them. I gotta protect her. Boys and girls do this. When you see your parents going through things, especially your mom, you're gonna want to protect her. Period. And it's even harder when you see daddy being the one doing it to her. Because then you gotta be like, who do I choose? There's so many kids now. Boys now, they don't even respect their dad because of what they seen their dad do to their mom. Or they might not respect their mom because of what they seen their mom do to their dad. Cheating on them, beating on them, talking to them crazy. And then you put the kids in these uncomfortable positions. Only been dating a man a month, bringing this man into their safe space. This they safe space. If you can't feel safe at home, then where the hell can you feel safe at? If you can't feel safe at home, where are you going to feel safe at? You cannot bring any and everybody into your household. When you have children, you bring in these demonic spirits into your household to wreak havoc. Like I said before, we be opening the door for the devil because of your horniness, because of your loneliness, because of your unhealed traumas. And our kids have to deal with the aftermath of this. They get put in a difficult position. My own brother was put in that position. It causes a lot of trauma. It causes a lot. Now my brother trying to fight my stepdad because of what my mama say he done broke her finger. And he like, you broke my mother's finger? Like, this is who provides for us. This is all we know. But to us as women, we be toxic. We be doing some stupid, grimy stuff. We be letting the lust lead us to, like I was talking to y'all about in that celibacy video. Because women ain't innocent. It takes two. And this is why it takes both parties to be doing the healing that they need to do, especially in our community, especially when you come from these impoverished neighborhoods, when you come from these inner cities, when you come from these traumatic backgrounds. It ain't just going down in our community because the white people and all them other ethnicities and all of that, they be going through molestation and abuse in their household too. Look under Dr. Romney, look under all these psychologist videos, and you see all type of ethnicities under there talking about narcissistic parents. You see all type of stories on YouTube now about toxic mothers, narcissistic fathers, all of this stuff that's going on. All the sexual abuse stories. We don't know what them little boys seen growing up. And you got tired of it. The last man that was there probably didn't try to touch on the kids, boys and girls. The rate, I was just looking at the rate. It says about 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 13 boys in the United States experience child sexual abuse. Someone known and trusted by the child or child's family members perpetrate 91% of child sex abuse. Experiencing child sex abuse can affect how a person thinks, acts, and feels over a lifetime. This can result in short-term and long-term physical, mental, behavioral health consequences. Examples of physical health consequences include STIs, sexually transmitted infections, physical injuries, chronic conditions later in life, such as heart disease, obesity, and cancer. So many people I know, trauma makes you eating emotionally. Trauma makes you act out in certain ways. Everything that's going on in your mental affects your spirit, and in turn, it comes out in your behaviors. People that drink all the time, smoke all the time, smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, do pills, have a bunch of sex, it's coping mechanisms to something that's deeper within that you have suppressed and not dealt with. But suppressing things does nothing for you because it's going to come out in your behavior. It's going to come out. What goes in is going to come out. And it will come out in your behavior. We have to be mindful about what we're doing. We have to do the deep diving that we need to do within ourselves. We have to be real about what's going on out here. All this surface level talk, people afraid to go deep. It baffles me. And this is why I can't engage into too much stuff. I don't even really like to look at too much of the podcasts and stuff out here because they only speak surface level. They want to blame single mothers for all the men in jail. Why so many pookies? The women, you got the channels that's pandering to the women, acting like women all innocent. You got the channels pandering to the men, crucifying women. So you got all the bitter men under those comments telling they think pieces and how women that did them wrong. When all actuality, the first woman that did something wrong to you was your mama. Your mama was the first woman that neglected you. Your daddy was the first man that neglected you, men and women. That's why for me, I don't got no pics because I've been neglected by both parents. I felt it from both parents. I've been unseen and unheard by both parents. It in turn affects how I viewed people, men and women. I've always had issues with boys since I was young. And I was sexually abused by another child. That lustful spirit was put onto me. And this is the case for many out here. People talk about all the girls as hoes. The music is affecting everything. People give so much credit to the music. It's like, yes, the music can have an effect on you, but your foundation starts at home, baby. If you bred on a proper foundation, you don't have to worry about the music affecting you because you know what's nonsense and what's not. You know what to listen to and what to take away from it and what not. You know how to separate the two. You know what's just something to listen to and what's not. I want to read y'all something. I don't know if I'm gonna wait to the last video. I probably will read it in this video because of what the guy said in the comment. I was watching some video. The lady, I guess her name is Love Dorsey. I heard the other girl I watched. She had mentioned Love Dorsey, that she listens to her or something like that. And it was her and then some guy named Anton Daniels. This morning I saw a video about them talking about how the music with the Cardi B's, the Glorrillas, the Megan Thee Stallions, that girl Sexy Red and all of that, how that had an impact on these girls thinking today, on these young girls thinking. And it can, because a lot of these young girls are not guided properly. Whether you have a daddy or no daddy. They act like it's just simply about having a father and simply having a mother that is automatically going to produce great fruit. False. When half these parents don't even have real conversations with their children. You don't even talk about the real. You're so busy trying to hide the world from them. Trying to hide the truth. Especially in our community, because that's what y'all love to do. Brush everything under the rug and act like this ain't that. You ain't teaching nobody nothing that way. You're not telling them what to look out for. You're not telling them how to have a mind of their own. Because a lot of these parents don't even have a mind of their own. They doing what they homegirls doing, their girlfriends doing, they doing what their homeboys doing. They want to be like these rappers, want to be like everybody else, want to be like everybody. Don't know who they are. It's an identity crisis. It's a major identity crisis going on, especially in our community. It's a major identity crisis. People don't know who they are. Like I said in that last video about stop letting people mistreat you. A lot of people don't know who they are. It ain't about no title. Who are you? What is your character? What do you like? Who are you? What are those thoughts you thinking? Why do you feel the way you feel? Who are you? Who are you? Separated from the titles that you were given, that you have worked hard to achieve. A lot of these parents, truth be told, like I said before, a lot of these parents, if they wasn't your parent, would you like them? If these people wasn't your blood, your family, your siblings, your sister, your brother, would you like them as a person? If you had to choose to be their friend, would you be their friend? Would you want your mom as your friend? Would you want your dad as your friend? Would you like them because of their character? Would you hang around them if you took that title off of them? Because a title make you, it's like put you on a rank and give you some type of status or something. And then people be feeling like you have to honor and worship these people because of the title they hold, like most people do. People take titles and run with it. That's why I don't give a dang on about your title. What that character do? I don't care who you are. I don't care if you President Biden. I don't care if you Michelle Obama. I don't care about none of that. What your character do behind the scenes? Not this mask you put on when it's time to show up as your title to the world. Many mothers are trash. Many fathers are trash. That's your title, but you neglect your kids every day. You put your kids last. You put a man before your kids. You put everything before your kids. So I don't care about a title. That's not what makes you a parent. That's not what makes you a mother. That's not what makes you a father. It's your ability to provide and protect them, to nurture them, to pour into them, to water that seed that you created. And it's just sad. You know, we got to do better with how we choosing people. The red flags be there. Like I done told y'all in my own videos. And this is why I'm transparent with y'all, because it's like, I want y'all to know I too been there. I've done some stupid stuff. I might not have done everything. I might have done some worse things than you. I might have done some not as worse things as you. You know, however the shoe fit or whatever. But it's to say that at some point you have to awaken to what's going on around you, to what's going on within you first, for you to be able to take accountability for your part to play in things. For your fault why your child has the type of parent they have, because of the decisions that we have made. People change, but most times people change for the better. If people are changing for the worse, that's because that's who they already was. They just finally lifting that mask off and revealing to you who they are. The red flags was already there, but you was going in it for something that you wanted out of it, man and woman, because I'm so tired of this. People pointing the blame. Oh, it's the men, it's the women. It's both. It takes two to tango, baby. It takes two to get the children here. And if anything, like I always say, the man is created to lead, provide, and protect. The man holds the seed. If you have some confidence about yourself, if you stop being such a whoremonger yourself, stop just dropping your seed in any of these women. Be careful about the seed that you putting into certain soil. You can't plant your seed in some bad soil and think that it's going to get a great result. Think that it's going to produce a great fruit tree. You're not even careful with the women that you're impregnating out here. You're not careful with the women that you're dating, bringing around your kids either. So many people have complaints about their stepmoms. I see it on here with this girl, Peach. I'm like, dang, you just talk that like that about your stepkids, saying F them and all of this stuff. Like, dang. It saddens me. But you so in love with their dad, and because he there, that you pay him to be in the house with your 7 kids that you birthed to a bum. Like, why would you? We just do some stupid stuff. But once again, with her trauma up here, it's just so much, and it's rampant. It's a lot of us that goes through this. Having these neglectful moms that black sheep you. Now you looking for love in all the wrong places. Even if you so-called the golden child, you looking for love still in all the wrong places. It's just ridiculous. The trauma from things we have seen, things we have heard. And then y'all think people supposed to stay in these toxic relationships just for the sake for you, just for the sake of looking like something, for the so-called sake of raising healthy and whole children. Baby, a broken person can't raise healthy and whole children. You can try your best, but what you gonna teach them? To respond in the same ways that you respond? To be loose with your coochie, loose with your penis like you were? Don't be cognizant of who you dropping your seed in? Don't be cognizant of who you letting impregnate you? What are we gonna teach them if we're not doing the work on ourselves? Everybody can sit up here and talk about what's wrong in the world, what's wrong within the Black community. Everybody can sit up here and talk about that. All these podcasts sitting around talking about what's going on, but nobody is giving constructive criticism plus the how to fix it. And the only way to fix it is to do a deep diving. You need to go down memory lane. You need to go back to your childhood. You need to gain your relationship with God. You need to get rid of all the distractions, things that are no longer serving you. Anything that's doing you more bad than good, you need to get rid of it. Sitting around watching a bunch of BS on TV, online, listening to a bunch of low vibrational music, what is that doing for you? Sitting around having sex with this person, that person, that person, what is that doing for you? What is that doing for you? Sitting around feeding your face every 5 minutes, what is that doing for you? If things are producing bad results, you want to stop doing that. If you see that I keep getting into relationship after relationship and all of them end the same, all of them the same thing, you need to do some self-reflection. What is it about me that keep attracting this? What is it about me that keep entertaining this? What is it about me that's not seeing the red flags? Because if you do some self-reflection after every situationship, relationship, whatever, you're going to see that, hold up, this was there when I first met him, when I first met her. This comment, that's what I wanted to read to y'all. This guy, about the music, he said. He talking about, and that's funny because I told you about this R&B music too. I told y'all about this R&B music. I didn't tell y'all about this music. It ain't just the R&B. It ain't just the rap music. It's all types of music, even rock music and country music. What is the words that people are saying? And y'all don't understand that Satan is over all the entire music industry. Even at this point, they corrupting the gospel music. This is why you got to be careful of what you're listening to. You got to know how to tune stuff out. You don't need to be listening to a lot of this stuff if you're not equipped to still know right from wrong by listening to it. Like that girl, Sexy Red. You out here singing, my son need a new pappy. And then you posted a picture up. They said, what? You posting a dude's ankle bracelet. He on house arrest. How is a man like that going to lead you or your children? Where is he going to lead you? Where is he going to teach your son how to be a street nigga? How to be a bum? How to be on a down low? What is he going to teach your children? We have to think about these things before we get with these guys. I'm so glad I ain't have a boy. I wanted a boy so bad with my second baby daddy. And I'm glad I didn't. Even with having a girl, it's still bad because he can teach her, a man will manipulate. Like like the same gems he be trying to teach me. But yet you did those same tricks on me. But you can't teach her what it's like for a man to provide for you because you want to leech. Even with him, I'm like, you got two daddies and they both failed you. You got a stepdad who showed you the streets. As a woman, why would you bring a man? His mother brought his stepdad out of jail. She was a public defender. You brought this man out of jail into your household. By the grace of God, he ain't touch on him. But he showed your son the streets. He showed your son into a lifestyle that results in death or jail. Then your real father won't teach you nothing but criticize you. The one day his father said something about the toilet. He didn't know something was wrong with the toilet. His father said, You don't know how to get a hanger and get in there or something like that. How's he supposed to know something that he wasn't taught? You as his father is supposed to teach him things. Look at all the boys out here don't know how to change a tire. They can't even change a dang on ceiling fan light bulb. They can't even climb a ladder, but they know how to sell some drugs. They know how to sling some dick around. This is what we teaching our children, though. We teaching our daughters how to give their coochie up. They don't know how to cook, clean, maintain hygiene, because their mamas don't even know how to keep good hygiene. Teaching them wrong. We have to unlearn and relearn, like unlearn and learn a bunch of stuff. Everybody's scared to be alone, but you need to get some alone time so you can get some focus. These same bitter men be in the comments beating down a keyboard. You beating down the keyboard, trying press to bash a single mother, press to talk all this trash. But do you know how to change a tire, sir? Do you know how to change some oil? Do you know how to build a house? Everybody want to talk about the Mexicans, but they some hardworking men. They could build a fence up in 1 hour, put that fence up around the neighborhood. They can paint a wall and it look good. They might drink and stuff after too, because I be seeing them up here. They got their issues with them too. They do some sexual abusing too, but they can teach their sons how to be men. And they ain't to negate from that other wild stuff that they be doing, but they can teach their sons how to be men. Women can teach their children, their daughters, how to be women, how to be feminine, how to take care of a household, how to take care of your body, how to properly wash. You have to teach your children these things. People, we don't just grow up knowing things. You learn by who you're around, by what you're seeing. To see so many girls out on YouTube learning about feminine hygiene, learning about hygiene products, which a lot of that feminine hygiene stuff is capped. You're putting all these scents and crap in your coochie. You don't need all that. You don't need all that. But you seen your mama douching, and you saw your mama using all these fragrances to cover up her smells and stuff, because really she letting some clown nut her up that's bringing all these smells to her. She really don't know how, and they're watching you. Your kids are watching you. My 2-year-old, she's watching me, bruh. When I see it, I just be like, this is why I have to change. I had to change. My children are watching me. They cannot go down that road. They cannot think it's okay to deal with this man, that man, that man. I too, I'm just glad that I've got it. I just was thanking God that I said, I thank you God so much for getting me together while my girls are still young. Yeah, I messed up. I brought 2 dudes around my 7-year-old when she was 3 and 4. That's when my second baby dad came around, and the dude right before him, he saw her a couple times. Other dudes I had messed with, they never saw my daughter. But these 2 dudes, they came around. And I'm just glad that even with that, my daughter didn't see much toxicity with that I had with that other guy. Me and my second baby dad, we never fought or nothing. But even with the arguing, they don't even need to see all of that. But seeing me yelling and me talking, because he ain't do all that arguing with me around her. Now over the phone, we get into it, but he don't do that around her. And I do understand what he was saying about she see you disrespect me, so she gonna start to disrespect me. He said she didn't used to say that stuff to me. She didn't used to. She see you doing it, and it is true. They see what you doing as a parent, as a woman, and they think that's how you talk to men. Me too. The way I know how to talk trash to men and to people, period. I saw my mama do that. I saw my mama talk that about my stepdad because she didn't respect him. And instead of leaving because you didn't respect him, you stayed and trying to fix this man and trying to pour into this man. We be trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho, Super Save-A-Ho, trying to fix people when you're doing worse, because now you being toxic. Seeing y'all do that toxic, he chasing you around the town. And I went through that same thing, getting chased around. But this time, this dude was chasing me with his gun. Well, he wasn't chasing. The gun was in his car. He wasn't initially chasing me. He was, and the thing is, that's just the whole story. I left out because I didn't want him banging at my door like he was doing. Just a sociopath. Thinking I'm obligated to let you in. Thinking I'm obligated to deal with you. I cut you off. I don't got bang with you no more. Yeah, I moved on. And like I said before, that overlapping stuff is not cool because people's feelings do be involved. And no, you're not entitled to stay with no one because their feelings is involved. But you do have to move a certain kind of way for your safety, for your own safety, and for the safety of your children. You got to be cognizant. Arguing with a man like that girl, like I'm talking about in the beginning of the video, that girl you arguing with in 1 month, had I paid attention to why I was arguing with that dude in the second week of me dealing with you, I'm arguing with you, I shouldn't be with you. And that's what brought me so much peace getting with my second baby dad, because I said, you so chill. Like, you so chill. I ain't cussing you out like that. And when I started losing respect for him, of course, the way I talked to you, it was becoming different. But the way I cussed that other dude out, I don't cuss my baby dad out like that. Now, I didn't cuss that first one out before. I didn't get some cussing him out, But I realized I don't, fighting. I know my second baby daddy, I ain't never put my hands on him. That's why I said I started, after that situation with the dude before him, I started to change. I'm like, this was that toxic situation. I'm fighting you. Like, I shouldn't be doing that. I don't need to be doing this with you. You bringing chaos to my house. And then granted, at the time, my daughter, she was never there during the times that we got into it, because me and her dad, switched off a lot with her, which is what gave me so much time to deal with my second baby dad and deal with these guys, me having all that free time. And that's why now I just put my free time into doing something that's conducive to myself, learning, healing, and getting closer to God, because having free time and just want to go lay up with this guy and trick off and do all of these things that you do, man, it produces a bad result at the end. And it's not cool. We don't need to be bringing these men around our children. If you don't have children, you need to be paying attention to red flags. You need to be cautious about who you even entertain. If they don't have no vision for their life, they can't have no vision for yours. If they don't have no self-control within themselves, that lack of self-control is going to rub off on you. If they can't take rejection, if they can't take no, see that stuff as a sign. If they constantly flattering you, if they don't have nothing going for themselves, a lot of these dudes, like this guy, you can tell he ain't got nothing going for himself. Anybody toting around a gun on their hip, you ain't got nothing real going on with yourself. You might be a real street banker, but where's that going to lead anyone? Dead and in jail. You dating them, where's that going to lead you and your kids? Just like the girl, India, that's dating the rapper Dirt. Ain't no way she should have been in a position to even have a shootout with you. She had to grab a gun and shoot back at people who are intruding in your house because of the mess that you got going on out in the street. And now that's coming back to our home, where my kids have to lay is supposed to feel safe at. And if they can't get to you, they might be trying to get to me. That's why she lay real low on Instagram and stuff too. Because she know people are after my man. My man had stuff that he was going through before he got with me. And now I'm involved. I got to move a certain way. Because if they can't get to this person, they will get to the closest thing to you, which is your family. Just to send a message to you, So we really got to be careful. We really got to stop being lonely, desperate, vulnerable. Stop jumping from one man to the next man. One woman to the next woman. Take some time to yourself and get to know you. The problem is a lot of people aren't comfortable with themselves. They aren't happy with themselves. They don't even know themselves. You trying to find your identity through someone else. You want to mirror them. You want to get up under them and become them. You have no life outside of them. No real person that have a brain. I'm not going to say they have a brain. They have their identity in order. Wants to be up under nobody else all the time. You can love, you can love your partners and stuff like that, but they have their own hobbies. You have your own hobbies. If you feel like you dying inside because your partner that went out and had a fun day, they went out to enjoy themselves or went to go hang with their family, and you mad at them for hanging with their family because you don't have no family to hang with, or because you don't have no friends, or because you don't have nothing to do with your time, go figure out what to do with yourself. Go learn something. Go figure out get to know yourself. Get to know what you're interested in. Besides sitting online, watching other people's life who might be brainwashing you. That's what I wanted to read, because y'all know I will get to going and preaching all type of stuff. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful about what you're consuming, who you're allowing in your environment. Your environment creates who you are. The people in your house, what's going on in your house, what's going on around you. It was funny because it was actually this comment. I want to read it to y'all because this is really good. And it's, it relates to the stuff that I be saying. Because this video, like I was saying with the Love Dorsey and the Anton Daniels person, they was talking about the music, how it is corrupting these young girls' minds. Even some older women minds. Like, you got so many older women that be posting, you 40s and 50s, yeah, you obsessing over Lord Jada and them. Girls that's in their 20s younger than you. Dating rappers and living this so-called lit life. You obsessed with these girls. You still acting like you 15 years old, baby. They supposed to be able to look up to you as auntie and big sis to see, look, you supposed to be able to coach them, nah, boo. Been there, done that. You don't want to do that. But yeah, y'all want to be these girls. These girls need guidance. They gonna grow up to be just like you, lost in the sauce, miserable, bitter, traumatized, because they have no guidance, because you ain't have no guidance. That's why when you learn from your mistakes, you're supposed to give back. It's up to them to receive it. But one thing about it is, if by you telling it to them, even if they don't receive it right away, when they finally get their stuff together, when they finally keep falling and busting their butt, they're going to realize that lady, my auntie, my mama, my grandmama, she told me. Or this lady, that teacher, that coach, they told me. It's going to stick with you. Words stick. But it says music is frequency programming. Music is mood management. Thoughts are spiritual conversations. Thoughts trigger emotions, in which they do. What you think affects how you feel. Thoughts trigger emotions. What you think is how you feel. It will affect your feelings. Emotions are the language of the soul. Emotions emit a frequency called feelings, which people are so not in tune with their feelings, but you have them because of what you're feeling on the inside, your emotions, which is your feelings. What's going on up here? The thoughts that come in here, how does it make you feel? The things people say to you, how does it make you feel? The things people do to you, how does it make you feel? But nobody wants to understand their feelings and get in tune with their feelings and realize what's triggering them. It says, feelings are the language of frequency. Emotions regulate mood. It do. This is why when you got BPD and you emotionally dysregulated and narcissism, all these cluster Bs. Cluster Bs is full of emotional dysregulated folks. And as a cluster B, if you got these issues, if you got manipulation, all of this stuff that be going on in this cluster B, you up and you down. You feeling good one day. It's like an identity crisis. If you look for validation from everybody, you might got some cluster B going on in you. And because the world is ran off of narcissism and so many narcissistic parents, they produce either narcissistic children or borderline children, antisocial personality children, histrionic children who thrive on seeking attention. That's why they say attention is the new drug. Because people ain't get that attention when they was young. Y'all, it was like 20 minutes left of this video and my microphone died on me. So y'all about to miss this whole extra 20 minutes, but it's all good. I hope y'all got something out of this video. I'll pick up with whatever the rest I was saying in the next video. But take this food for thought and let's do better, guys. So I'll see y'all in the next video.